Hey guys, this is StarCraft, and I'm back to cast another 2v2 match for you. This one will be on Monlyth Ridge, and I wanted to clarify because I totally dropped the ball last game. This series of 3 games is actually taken from the 2v2 Resolution Tournament put on by Team Liquid that from about 1 month ago. And so this is a best of 3 series, and Protech and Cheese they took the first game. If you well, I guess I already spoiled it for you. I'm sure none of you are watching this that didn't watch game 1, because when I put these up, I will post that it was from the tournament and that this is game 2 in the tournament of their matchup. Now, this is not the finals, but from what I hear, this pretty much was the finals, because these two teams ended up on the same side of the bracket, and they were the 2 best teams in the tournament. So with all that being said, Power will be spawning here as the red Terran, and his partner ILiveInABox will be the pink Zerg yet again, and Protech will be the blue Zerg this time, and his partner Cheese the orange Protoss. And Cheese getting his early scout, and will we be seeing any kind of cheese from Cheese? That is the question, and probably not, as he has just thrown down his gateway in his base. So, excuse me there, Monlyth Ridge, this map, while it's still a decent map for rushing, is not as wide open. Well, I guess Tempest isn't really that wide open. So, you know what, don't listen to me. Actually, Monlyth Ridge, you can wall off, it's easier to wall off your ramp on Monlyth Ridge than on Tempest, but slightly more difficult to help your opponent, as the ramp distance, if you see, between the teammates is quite far. And we've seen, you know, Azide and Super Ninja do cheesy wall-ins and stuff here against Zerg, against rushing Zerg players, as ILiveInABox already has 6 lings out and 2 more on the way, and the same goes for Protech. So yet again, we will be seeing these Zerglings at the exact same time running into each other in the middle of the map. The speed research is also at the exact same time. And now Cheese going to be throwing down a pylon here to deny what looks like it's going to be a reactor. And this probe even further denying the reactor on this barracks to delay that reactor, because you know he's going to be going for Hellions, as you see the factory coming down on the front here. And now Zerglings going to be dancing back and forth. More and more Zerglings are reinforcing from Protech. So pretty much looks like the exact same builds from both players as last time. We'll see if she is probably going to be putting out or pumping out a Stalker as soon as this Zealot is finished. Yes, there's the Stalker. So I expect to see the same builds, and we'll see which team will come out, because the last game, excuse me, there, let me take a quick drink here while the Zerglings run back and forth. I am just all over the place lately, and my voice apparently is not wanting to comply today, but a couple of Hellions are coming out. Last game, the overwhelming Stalker play from Cheese did decide that game at the end, as Protech was able to hold for a while at the beginning, and the Hellions, excuse me again, from Power, very effective at the early game, but once enough of those Stalkers come out, these Hellions are going to be much less effective. So Power and ILiveInABox need to push out right now. And we'll see. There's 1 Stalker out for Cheese, and there will be more very soon, as 3 more Warp Gates are just going to be finishing for Cheese. And so many, many more Stalkers will be on the way. Actually, Power and ILiveInABox going to be content to rally outside of their ramps here. Nothing more frustrating than trying to cast a game with like tiny little bits of phlegm in your throat. So hopefully that will be slightly better this game, as Cheese putting down a pylon down here. Not really a proxy pylon, but a slightly closer place to warp in his whoa, it must have been a pause there, as it looks like somebody was lagging, because Protech describing the lag in some colorful language that I'll let you guys read, and I will not say, because that's really just tasteless. You know, if I slip once in a while, no big deal, but there's no need to go out of my way like I did a while ago to utilize foul language. So Because I don't need foul language to call an awesome game, as the Stalkers and Zealots are going to be pressing in. A ton of Zerglings for Protech are here, a ton of Hellions. So the same deal as last time. What's it going to be? What's going to happen? The Zealots all getting surrounded quickly by ILiveInABox nicely right there. And these Hellions moving down, trying to get as many shots off on the Zerglings as they possibly can. Stalkers trying to shoot down these Hellions. A couple of Marauders. One Marauder is out to try and deal with these Stalkers. Make it 2 Marauders, but that is not going to be enough here, I don't think, as these Stalkers are going to be overwhelming the Hellions from Power. The Hellions are not doing much. Actually, a couple of more Marauders coming out at the last possible minute will be forcing these Stalkers back. So the fact that they had to fight way over here, but next to Power's base and ILiveInABox's base, really made the difference there, as he was able to pump out a couple of extra Marauders at the last second to force the Stalkers back. Now, Cheese is going to be reinforcing this with a couple of Zealots. Zealots much stronger against the Marauders when they have support, because otherwise Marauders can just kite your Zealots all day. But when the Stalkers are there to chase, and there is no slow yet, it is going to be finished soon though, and that's going to make a huge difference as Power continuing to pump out Marauders. And now the stim is finished. The Marauders are stimming up, and the Zerglings from ILiveInABox running circles around here trying to go after these Stalkers, and Protech is going to opt to run his Zerglings right inside of Power's base. So we'll keep an eye on that in a second, as these Marauders and Stalkers are dueling right now. And it looks like the Stalkers are going to go down here. Probably no, they're starting to focus down the Marauders, and more Zealots are coming in. And Protech, it looks like all of his Zerglings did get wiped out by a couple of Hellions back in the main base of Power. And ILiveInABox forced to retreat with these Zerglings. Both armies, the army sizes for both players so small right now, as such even exchange going on right now. Pretty intense. And look at that, Cheese is using his Zealots to wall in ILiveInABox. And so he is in big trouble there unless he makes some kind of switch to Roaches. It looks like Protech is going to be getting some Banelings out. So an interesting play there. The Banelings will be very strong against these Zerglings, but is ILiveInABox going to continue with his Zerglings? Or is he going to try and make a tech switch right now? So Protech, where is he going to go with that? It looks like he's going to try and press the Terran base. That's going to be a bad idea, as Hellions and Marauders are behind those buildings, and only 2 Banelings will not be enough to get through there, as the Zealots now do need to move because Protech is trying to get in the base, and it looks like they're going to go all in into ILiveInABox's base, and he has a bunch of Zerglings, but only 2 Banelings is going to make these Zerglings so scared they are falling back. It looks like 1 Spine Crawler going down in ILiveInABox's base, and this Queen is putting up a nice little wall here. And it looks like where is Power? The Hellions are coming in and doing quite a bit of damage to these Zealots in the back, but Protech, meanwhile, and Cheese doing a number to the middle line of ILiveInABox. These drones are all so low on life. It looks like 1 Baneling did blow up on these, and oh my god, just a few hits from a couple of Zerglings could totally decimate these drones. But look at Power with a bunch of Hellions and a nice 7 Marauders. And how many Hellions does he have left? 2 Hellions and 7 Marauders there. Able to hold back, and somehow by a miracle, ILiveInABox saved 9 drones there. I do not know how he was able to do that, but that could be huge, as Cheese continuing with the pressure, and that is not going to happen. There are too many Marauders now on the field, though they're very low on life. But with the slow, these Stalkers will not be able to get away, and those are some heavy losses right there. As now, ILiveInABox saying raid depot. I'm guessing he's saying he means raid this proxy pylon, as that is quite annoying for the team on the right now, as these Marauders will be shooting that down. Actually, no. Where are they going to go? They're going to catch up to some of these Zealots, and utilizing that Marauder slow, these Zealots will not be able to get away. These Stalkers are in danger too, as almost could have shot a couple of Stalkers. I guess that didn't really warrant an but hey, you know, I'm just going with it. So Power, he's got 6 Marauders up here killing all these proxy pylons, and now I would say the team on the right, Team Power and ILiveInABox, probably have the upper hand, as the Marauders and Hellions continue to be pumped out by Power. And Protech now has actually run a bunch of Zerglings into ILiveInABox's base, and I did not even realize this. He did lose a lot of drones, so it looks like Power is going to have to try and end this himself, because now ILiveInABox is really in trouble. He has only, what, 4 drones, 5 drones. So he's going to be behind for a while, and he's got like 5 Zerglings. So here we go. There are a few Banelings here, and if those Banelings can land on the Hellions, that will make a big difference. But the Hellions, if they're microed properly, uh-oh, here come the Banelings. Looks like they are going to blow up on the Marauders, which is exactly what Power needs. And now he's going to continue to press forward. All these stalkers are just going to get blown to bits, and the Baneling's trying to run away. Marauder slow, being so effective in this game. Nicely done there by Power, and it looks like Power and ILiveInABox are going to take this, because what is Protech and Cheese going to be able to do? Cheese, all he can do is continue to pump out Zealots and Stalkers, and there are just too many Marauders. The drones coming off to try and do as much damage as they possibly can, but it looks like it is not going to be enough, as Protech just sacrificed all his drones. And I don't think it would have mattered, but generally you want to wait until your partner gets his army up here to try and make the drones fight. But I don't think it would have made a difference. So nicely done there by Power, and Protech with a little bit of rage there, as you can see him complaining about the lag. So we do see ILiveInABox and Power have gotten under Protech's skin, so very, very interesting right now, as the series is now tied 1-1 in the 2v2 resolution tournament put on by Team Liquid, and I will be bringing you Game 3 in just a moment. This is Irie StarCraft. Thanks for watching, and peace out.